We're here in Jupiter Fitness with Debi Laszewski, a week out from the Ms. International. Debbie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Terrific. You sound very together. You look very together. A week out from such a major competition can really take a toll on a competitor. How are you feeling at this point?
Well, I have my moments. When I eat, I feel real good, and then maybe about 5 minutes later, I don't feel so good. I've been. It comes with the territory. I've been doing this a long time. When you're in the right, so you say the pocket, when you're feeling not so great, but it's part of it. And everyone else isn't feeling so well either. So.
Absolutely. What are you going to show us today in your workout?
I'm going to train shoulders. So big shoulder workout. I made some improvements. I just keep trying to keep growing those shoulders. So last year I kind of left them alone, but this year I did some things different with them, with my tying and my upper back. So I'm really excited for next week to show that. But yeah.
You've been at this level consistently for how many years now? 4 or 5 years at the Olympia and at the International?
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what do you attribute that to?
Oh gosh, having a good team. I'm going to tell you something. First person, George Farah, my nutritionist, who's a great person to have on my team. Stability in my life, my partner, my boyfriend, my support systems, and everything in my life's really, really balanced and stable. And one thing when I signed up with George and got with him, I said to myself, I want to be known as being super consistent, always conditioned and in shape. And I could say at this point I feel I've done that. So
when, like on the boards, on the forums and so forth, there's a lot of trends in how people assess a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, what did they do to change things? Was it diet? Is it genetics? And such. When you evaluate yourself, could you say it's a lot of genetics, it's a lot of drive?
Well, I think at the level that all of us in the top echelon are at, you have to have good genetics, which I think you could say we do. Then goes the drive, the consistency, the work ethic, the knowledge of training, because we're at a point now where all the pieces are there. There's not a lot of flaws, but what can you do, and you got to use your brain to do this, to make what you have still look good, but improve a little bit more without losing what's got you where you're at. In my preparation from the Olympia 4 months ago to this show, that's what I really, really did. And my body took a toll for it, because I went right went to work and looked at the photos and assessed it, and I just want to keep working my X frame. I'm short and I'm really big, so I gotta make sure that I keep my waist in, upper back wide, keep my quads getting full. And I got super, super detailed in my training, and literally I completely changed my training all the way around. The things I normally did, opposite thinking, which is really hard as a bodybuilder, because what got you there is how you train. And usually you don't want to change too much for fear of losing what got you there. But you know what? My placing, third, got me into fourth now. And truly, there's a lot of good competitors coming up, and I respect and admire every one of them, and we're different. But again, that doesn't mean I'm at my peak. That doesn't mean I can't get better. So in assessing what's around me, assessing myself, I don't want my placings to go this, I want them to go this way, but I don't have a choice but to change things and take that gamble, and I did. So.
Now, you've been training for nearly 2 decades, I believe.
Oh gosh, so long.
When you talk about changing your training, how dramatic was it? Was it? I mean, you had a great placing at the Olympia. I mean, you're still one of the top gals. You've consistently been there. How dramatic a change do you think you needed? Or do you fear making that change is going to cause a problem?
No. No.
Of course.
No. You don't know unless you try. The feedback that I've gotten from the people around me is that it really made huge improvements in my shape, and it's going to be pretty noticeable next week. It's real noticeable. So it's, to me, only a good thing. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Then I go back to the drawing board again. This is a sport that, you do your best. Everybody wants to win. It doesn't mean if you don't win, you aren't successful. But can you be better than you were last time you competed? And it's a challenge. It's what keeps our brains working. It isn't just lifting weights to lifting. It's how you lift, why you lift, what are you trying to get out of that lift? What's your purpose in that exercise? And that's the part that I like, that stimulates me, because that's what keeps you, keeps you motivated to get better. You have to think, just go in and lift weights. So I really did my homework, and I hope I made the right calls.
Do you typically put on quite a bit of weight in the off season? I don't know. Was this, or do you even consider the time between the Olympia and the?
No, John, let me tell you something. There is no off season at this point. When you want to be in the top 5, top 10 girls, there's no off season. There's no off season for me. It's always one season, and the one season is bodybuilding. I'm passionate. I love it. While I'm doing it, I'm not out of it. I'm going to do it 100%. I'm not going to take for granted where I'm at, but I'm going to live this moment to its fullest and the best that I can. So I don't look back and say, gosh, I should have tried this or I should have tried that, But my weight, it varies maybe 5 or 6 pounds. I really don't let myself. This last time in Olympia, I started I think at 152 and 148. So it's just kind of volumizing, but I probably lose 5, 6, 7 pounds maybe by the time it's over.
I guess one of the interesting points at this international is Iris apparently is out of the competition for injury. How do you think that might change how the judges look at the field?
Well, I first of all feel really, really bad that she's out. As a fellow competitor, you never want to see anybody injured. It's something at this level we all face. The men, Branch Warren last year, we all face these things. Every day we train it. We aren't getting any younger. We're not 20, and you're taxing your body, and it's tough. To say that I don't have aches and pains, I'd be lying. I do, and I have things that come up, and I just pray to God and try to work through it. Again, train smart. Again, train around it. We all have something. I feel really bad for her. My heart goes out to her. I hope she recovers soon. She's one of the queen of the sport. She always will be in my book. But do I think it changes things? Yeah, I think it does. But it doesn't mean it's bad. It's, I think people are gonna. She sets standards, which I personally strive for, because I admire her structure and her competitiveness. She's a competitor, and I am too. And so, will it change the formula? It may not. That's in the hands of the judges, and I don't really think of it that way. I think of looking my best next week. It's not about anything else. I don't even know who's on the list. I'll be honest, John. I know some of the main people that are in it because they're in it each year, but I couldn't tell you who's on the list because I don't concern myself with that. I just concern myself with being better. And if it's better than that next person, then it's better than that next person that day. Everybody's good at the end of the day.
No pipes, knocking knees out or anything like that, like we see in the ice skating.
Oh gosh, that's just not right.
Well, I think we're all looking forward to actually how actually the look that will come out on top with Iris not being there. Because as you say, she's set so many standards and has been there for so long. And do you think necessarily it's going to matter who came in second, third, fourth, fifth last year? Because I wonder if it might actually be a different way of looking at things without Iris there.
Well, logically, I'm not saying everything's logical, but logically, I would assume that it would be something that the judges would look at differently because now you don't have the main person in one spot, and that's what you compare to. It's really your first, is you compare each person to. Now that you don't have that, you can't just assume who's been getting seconds going down to one, because you have a whole different look now. So now what used to stand out, because you had Iris, is going to stand out differently now. You may have the new Iris, the person that takes Iris's spot that day, not her spot permanently that day, I don't know. I'm not a judge.
Sure.
Thankfully, I'm a competitor. I'm not a judge. That's a whole nother thing. I don't know. I respect the judges and their decisions. I'm just going to try to show the judges that I look better, and some of the things they want to see in me, I'm going to try to give that to them. That's really all my concern is they want this, I'm going to do it.
Right. Yeah, I think you have been an interesting representative of women's bodybuilding for a variety of ways, because not just the body type, but you are well spoken. You have done some commentary with Sean Ray and the like. You've been out there representing the sport in a variety of positive ways, and you're a personal trainer here in Jupiter and have clients around the world. And as well, many of the other top ladies are very well respected as well, Iris and Yaxini. And just as you say, you're one of the shorter gals, which sounds amazing because you're seemingly one of the big girls amongst the top. You know, each of the girls is having to deal with their own set of issues. I hear things of like Yaxini has narrow clavicles or this or that. People criticize and can find fault, I suppose, or with any physique, which is the same thing that you're...
They said the same thing about Jay Cutler. His obliques were too big. Yeah. They said things about...
And Phil.
And Phil Heath, narrow clavicles, big arms, Branch Warren. And what did they all achieve?
Right.
You know, no one has the perfect genetics, but it's not the perfect genetics that way. And I just want to say a few words and thank my sponsors, Iron, Low Clothing. I'll be at their booth on Saturday next week on the 3rd. Signing pictures, autographs. I have new t-shirts, men, women, fans come out and see me. I'll be tweeting that weekend, so please feel free to tweet back and Facebook me, whatever you guys want to do. Hopefully you guys will all be at the art event next week. I want to thank George Fair, my nutritionist. God bless him, and hope I'll see all you guys next week. Take care.